So this is Coda. She is our lead actress, unless you want to use your real name.
Cara, yeah.
This is Cara, and she's our lead actress. She's actually going to be the non-speaking part where she's going to be the daughter, Sara, of James Lindsay, who will knock her down and get her impaled in the side of her head. Poor girl.
No.
And so just defending her boyfriend. And so we are doing the life cast for her, and assisting me is Shayla. Go say hi, Shayla.
Yeah.
And so we are about to do the alginate part, and this is very similar to how we did it on the other video. Take some alginate into the dough. And with alginate, you can either add powder to water or water to powder. I'm going to add some water to this. Start mixing it with the buffalo spatula. Yeah, this is going to be uber minty.
Okay.
So, just so you're aware. I think we talked about that the other
Yeah.
night. Yeah.
I remember you mentioning that.
This is supposed to be 7 to 8 minutes set.
Okay.
And so we'll see how much time we get out of it. We're just going to start off by putting it onto her skin and making sure that we're not trapping air bubbles.
Okay.
So it's kind of a smooth, thin layer to start. And then we'll start bulking it up as we go until it sets.
Just like clay.
Yep. Alright, let's do this. Okay, I'm going to do one side. I'm going to do the other. Take some. And start at the top. Just kind of smear it across. Okay, keep your eyes closed. And we're just going to work it around your nose. We're not going to cover it. Okay. So you'll still be able to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go to let us know if you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, take a good chunk of it, push it into the eye socket and bring it across.
I would die if this was happening. I'm claustrophobic. Okay.
Okay, just keep on working it down. And I'll take care of the nose.
Okay. I just put it over the full mouth.
Yep.
Okay.
And just press it in so we get it into that crevice of the mouth. This stuff's nice and thick, so it's staying on there pretty good as far as thickness-wise. Doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All the way down the neck.
Go to about mid-neck until we figure out how much we have to apply.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure at least the main stuff is covered. Okay, I'm going to press underneath your nose. Okay. Get some underneath her neck. Working it up to it and pulling it back so that it doesn't go into her nostril, but it gets detail close to it. Just keep on adding underneath the neck and then see if you see any areas that need thickening. And it should start setting pretty soon, so we'll start to feel it really thicken up. Doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Concentrate on trying to make it one level, smooth thickness across the whole thing as much as you can. Okay, it's setting. Just going to try to make sure I fill in as much as I can. Okay, and when I say stop, we're going to stop messing with it. And let's go ahead and stop. That's about as good as we can do. Okay, so you all right? Okay, so you're pretty well covered. It's going to finish setting up.
Okay.
And we're going to start applying plaster bandage to you. This is what we're going to wet out our plaster bandage in. We're actually going to use warm water for this. It helps with the setting quicker because this part we do want to set a little quicker than the alginate.
Okay.
And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt to it. And what that does is it helps with kicking off the plaster and making it a little harder. So I'm just going to put a little bit in there and mix it in. Oh, just a little bit. Okay, if you want to kind of stir that around.
With my hand or?
You can put on gloves because we're about to use some for putting on the plaster bandage. So when we apply the plaster bandage to you, it'll be slightly warm, wet. When it starts to set up, it's going to get warmer and warmer, but it's not going to get so hot that it burns you. So don't worry. It's kind of like what they use to cast when somebody has a broken leg, or at least how they used to do it. And so, yeah, this will be over the alginate and onto your skin down below, and as soon as it sets, we'll pull you out of there. Okay. So for this part, I want you to go ahead and lean back a little bit. You can scoot down in the chair a little bit if it supports your head. Yeah. So you don't want your head too far back. You want to be in just kind of a neutral position. So if you want to scoot down so that your head, there you go. Perfect. Okay. So go ahead and check this one more time. Make sure that it's set, and then we'll start adding bandage. And we'll be doing it simultaneously, and so I'll show you how to do the first few. You just follow behind me, and we'll just do it one after another, working all the way down. And as we work it in, we're going to be working it with our fingers to get it into every little nook and cranny as we go.
Perfect.
I'm going to add the last little bits around the nose, and other than that, we should be good.
Cool.
So these are for the nose. These are going to be for the main part of the top of the head. These are going to be for across here.
Okay.
Okay?
Perfect.
And we're going to overlap as we go. So we're going to start with these. And then go ahead and grab one. Excuse me. Oh, just poke the alginate with your pinky. Make sure it's not sticky anymore.
Good.
Yeah, I forgot to check it. So, yeah, it's perfect. Okay. Sorry we poked you. Okay. So we pull it in, pull it out, and don't wring it. Just massage it between your hands. It gets the plaster going, and then pull it out, and then we'll bring it over. Go ahead and saturate yours. Okay, we're laying them on. She's okay. Somebody buzzing. They're going to have to deal with that. We're busy. Okay. If we're rubbing too hard, go, okay? Okay. So next one, just start here, overlap there, okay?
Right here.
So yeah, so we're overlapping by a couple inches each time.
Okay.
Okay, come around. And really work it so that you don't even see the bubbles in it.
The bubbles. Okay.
The little openings. so you can really smooth it in there and get it worked into all the detail. Yeah.
So this one next?
Yeah, go ahead. Still doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is it relaxing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it because you really get to think about a whole bunch of other stuff and the world isn't bothering you. Go ahead and just bring it around like you did with
Around
that.
this way?
Yep.
Okay.
Behind you. Okay. And blend it into the one you have. Make sure you're getting in all these little nooks and crannies of the alginate. Just use your finger to work it in. Okay. Come across here. And go ahead and blend this in. Okay. You're really poking at your head now. Sorry. And pull it across the other plaster bandage so that it blends in with it. Okay. Start another piece. And grab that one. Yeah.
Okay.
And you can already get it like saturated through where you're taking care of the bubbles while you're over it.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Okay, that one. Go ahead and bring it across here. You see where it's missing?
Right here?
Yeah, so come over so that you're even across there. There you go. Okay, go ahead. Coming behind you, Cheryl. And I'm going to do one more over the top of this so that the nose is really reinforced. And then I'm going to do a piece that's going to go over the underneath. Because usually when we set these sort of things down, it's usually around the nose, and if it's not strong enough, it could dent in and ruin your casting. So it's nice and thick now. Okay. Still doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So go ahead and grab this one. Go ahead. Still doing okay? It's starting to warm up, so you feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You let me know if it bothers you too much. You go, and we'll get you out, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead and pull that right underneath that last bit.
Okay.
And go ahead and start getting it onto the skin. Really press it in.
Okay. Right above here?
Yep. So we're doing the transition between the alginate and the
so
skin.
down a little further.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
There we go. Bringing that in. Okay. I'll do one more on here. And then we'll be all set on the nose. doing? Lay this across here, and I'm going to have Shayla work it in for me. Okay. Get it into the skin, and don't let it go too far past the midline here.
Okay.
Got the last one here, and we'll just be letting it set in just a second. You all right? Okay. Go ahead and work this through.
My hair keeps not wanting to
Hey,
go over.
it's part of the casting. Leave it there. Okay. It's feeling heavy? Not too much, huh? Okay. Finish working her through the bottom part. Make sure it's nice and blended in there. And then we'll let it set.
Perfect.
All right. Okay. I think that will do it.
Okay.
Awesome. So you can go ahead and pull off your gloves here. How was it?
Good.
The mixing bowl for the plaster and for wetting out the plaster bandages would be like one of those $3 oil changing pans that are plastic that you get from like auto parts or Walmart. So, like I said before, a lot of this stuff is just stuff you find.
Yeah.
And for the most part, you don't want to really wash plaster down the sink because it does build up and everything, but this is like the first time I've done it in here,
Okay.
so it's not really a problem. In most, like shops and garages where they do this kind of stuff, if they have a sink, it has a little area underneath called a plaster trap,
Oh, okay.
and so all the plaster settles in that, and they're able to dump it out later when it dries. One thing I used to do was, those plastic bins that you keep, clothing in, right? I'd have one full of water outside by the hose where I'd fill the containers for doing the plaster or rinse them out. And that container, I'd keep on filling it with whatever plaster was setting that I didn't use. And then after it's filled up, I leave it open so it evaporate. And then I have a big old chunk of plaster I can throw away later. Okay, you can feel it. It's getting stiff and it's warming up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And up here where we started, it's already cooling down.
Okay, cool.
So it's almost done.
Awesome.
Yay! Because this is plaster bandage down here, it's not all alginate all the way down. I'm going to release that with a lot of petroleum jelly,
Well, okay.
and because it doesn't have to have a lot of detail, it's not going to hurt it. The alginate itself, you can rip it right off of the plaster when you're done because it's throwaway. So. Okay, she just got out of the casting, and here is her cast with the alginate in the center and the plaster bandage down below, and we're going to fix this little transition down here so that the casting isn't so bad. We're going to release this and put some plaster in there, and she'll be good to go as a plaster positive. And I am getting the plaster ready for pouring into the mold. And just to show the camera, if I didn't show it before, that's the inside of the mold, and we cleaned up the inside of the neck to make it a smoother transition. And Kara's still with us because we've got to do the casting of her hands. So I've mixed the first batch of plaster to make positive, and it is called the splash coat. And I guess I'm talking to you and the camera. Yay!
I know, I'm just listening.
Yeah. You're my audience. Uh-huh. And I'm just painting it in on the surface real thin, just to cover all the surfaces, get the bubbles worked out so that we have a pretty nice casting. Believe it or not, after I'm all done with this alginate and the plaster bandages, they are trash. I can't use them again.
Really?
I might be able to get just the one out of the alginate for you and stuff. After that, yeah, very limited how you get to use this.
So silicone is preferred?
Yeah, especially if you're doing a lot of different things with a live cast. But if all I needed this for was to make the one casting and then make molds off of that, then it's enough. Okay, so this is Cara, the last part of the casting. I did just plaster bandages over her hands, getting into the detail of her fingers. These are going to end up being polymer clay hands. So I'm just going to pack them with clay, put them in the oven, bake them, and then peel off the layers of the plaster bandage. And I should have nice shaped hands for looking through the window of the coffin on. And while that was going on, the inside of that was filled with plaster and setting, and that should be ready to peel out in just a little while. Because I think it already warmed up and is cooling down. And so I think we can go ahead and...
This one feels pretty...
Yep, okay, so go ahead and just pull your hand up off of there. Okay. Turn it over. And then just carefully...
Pop it out?
Yeah, just wiggle your fingers, yeah, there you go. Turn your hand a little bit. There you go. Squish your hand together. And you see all that surface detail in there? All the little wrinkles and everything got preserved. Honey, come here. It did a beautiful, beautiful job of grabbing all the detail from her hand.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to be filled with clay, and that's going to be a fake hand. Okay. So did this one?
Not quite yet. I could tell.
Okay. So we're going to pause the video and then we'll